Welcome to the Abraza Skincare. My name is Anna and I'm an ambassador for Abraza Skincare. And tonight, this beautiful Tuesday night, we are here to talk about exfoliation. All right, specifically exfoliation on your face, in your neck, and your décolleté. Okay, so we're gonna bust some myths about exfoliation and find out, what is exfoliation? Do you actually need it? And if you do, how does it work? What can you use to exfoliate your skin? Okay, so we're gonna jump right into it. What is exfoliation? Back to basics, right? Exfoliation is literally when you take off the layer of dead skin, the top layer of dead skin on your face and your neck and your décolleté, okay? So removing that dead skin layer. And if you don't exfoliate, what happens is your skin starts to look duller and it can become more oily, and you can increase your risk of getting acne. Why? Because your pores are clogged with dead skin cells. Gross, right? And also, what are some pros of exfoliation? What happens when you actually exfoliate, right? So number one, you're actually literally removing that dead skin barrier off of your face. And B, you are now revealing your younger, fresher, newer skin cells, and that your skin will look glowy. The light will bounce off better on your skin. It'll be more even toned, and it'll be less oily and less risk of acne breakouts. Why? Because you're literally unclogging your pores of dead skin cells. Your pores are now breathing. They can now use products better. This is like when you unwrap a sponge, right? You take the clear wrapper off the sponge, and now it can absorb all the bad things and clean up the mess, right? But in this case, your skin, you take off the plastic wrap, and the dead skin barrier is the plastic wrap. The dead skin barrier is removed, and now your skin can better absorb other products like your moisturizer, your serum, and your toner, and your sunblock. Because once you exfoliate, you got to put back in the moisturizer. It's like you have new baby skin, right? So you got to put back in your moisturizer, and you got to protect that baby skin with sunblock, with SPF. Okay. Speaking of absorption, the products actually work faster. Why? Because like a sponge, they're penetrating in your skin. They're doing the job. It's going quicker. They don't have to fight through that barrier of dead skin cells that are on your skin that have been laying there for a while, just taking it easy. You got to kick them out. You got to evict those dead skin cells. Pretty gross, right? And the thing with dead skin cells is when you're younger, your skin turns over faster. That's why, babies, kids, their skin looks like fresh, plump, soft, bright, or even older people when their skin looks just really happy, really alive, really plump. You're like, ooh, what's your secret? Well, not only diet and sleep, right? They're also helping the skin turn over quicker. And that is with what? Exfoliation. To answer the question up there, to exfoliate or not to exfoliate, I vote exfoliate. Once you start getting acne, your skin starts getting oily, so like shiny, not glowy, but shiny. You're gonna make it become glowy when you take off the mask of dead skin cells. So once it's acne, oily, dull, flaky, that's when you need to explore exfoliation. Specifically, with our Abraza Skincare Illuminator Clear Complexion Pads. I was going to say clear pads, but yeah, the Illuminator Clear Complexion Pads. Chock full of brighteners, plant-based ingredients, moisturizers, important acids that break up your dead skin cells, and they're a pad, so you're literally gently scrubbing the skin. And just a few myths to bust. a lot of myth. There's a misconception that you have to scrub really hard to get off any dead skin. Now, okay, I don't know if you guys remember with the Korean baths, and they do scrub. They scrub the body really. I think they do gentle, but they scrub kind of abrasively, and they slough off a lot of dead skin, right? But the skin on your face and on your neck and even right here is thinner than the skin that's on your body. So that's why we wouldn't use a body scrub for your face. Why? Because if I'm correct, your body's 0.60 millimeters thick. That's thick. So, and then your skin up here, it's only 0.12. So you don't need such a harsh like sugar scrub, salt scrub on your face, right? And that's why you wouldn't use your face scrub on your body, because it really wouldn't do much, right? So your up here is different than the rest of you. Who knew? We are complicated and amazing creatures. What can I say? So yeah, you don't have to scrub harshly. That is a myth busted. Don't do it. Don't scrub harshly. That leads me into over exfoliation, right? So there's two things you don't want to do when you exfoliate. You don't want to not exfoliate when you need to, because your skin, it'll look aged, it'll look duller, it'll look sadder. Your lines and wrinkles will look more defined, right? Because dead skin cells they're just sitting there, they're hanging out, and over time, when you're older, it takes maybe a month, 28 days, and then it takes longer for your new cells to turn over. So guess what's happening? Your dead skin cells are just literally sitting there, and they're just chilling. They're just making you look duller and duller and filling in all the cracks of your lines and wrinkles and making them look more refined. So I just started using exfoliation. My skin was actually starting to look dull and not so great. And I'm getting older. I'm actually 39, believe it or not. And I'm not getting my smile lines and, or my eye lines, all the things when I smile. And my forehead lines are starting to show. Like, oh no. So this is actually helping with brightening my skin. And I have some pimples here. These are new, because I've been drinking milk. Should not do that. And I touch my face. I touch my face at work, and I'm in dairy, it stresses out my skin. I promise I'll stop. But yeah, so I'm getting some pimples here, and I have some spots here. So I'm excited to continue my journey for that to slough off the dead skin and reveal the new growth of skin, the brighter, fresher skin underneath, right? So who of you used to think that you have to scrub hard on your face, specifically, not your body, to get off dead skin cells? Comment below in the chat. Let me know if you think you have to actually scrub hard to get off that dead skin cell. But actually you don't. You need to actually be gentle. It's ironic, right? So if you scrub too hard, you actually end up tearing your skin. It's kind of like you're doing this, and you're creating micro tears. Your skin will become irritated, red. It'll react, but not in a good way. It'll be angry at you, be red, irritated, and more prone to bacteria, acne breakouts, create more oils to try to protect itself, and that leads to more breakouts because you're clogging your pores all over again. It's a vicious cycle, basically. So don't over exfoliate, and don't exfoliate if your skin's fine. God bless you. But when you get older and you notice duller and more wrinkles, duller complexion, and let's see, flaky skin and oily skin. That's the word I'm looking for. So if your skin's oily, it's dual. It's a weird combo, right? Oily, dual skin. But it can happen. So what this does is it brings out the glowy skin. It unclogs your pores. They breathe, right? They're breathing the moisturizers, the serums, the SPF. It's penetrating in there. It's doing its job. And it's protecting your new skin barrier, which is why you need to moisturize after you exfoliate. So these pads are Illuminator Clear Complexion Pads. They're both a mechanical exfoliator and a chemical exfoliator. There are different ways to exfoliate, right? So I automatically used to think of like your sugar scrub, your salt scrub, you know, that's for your body, right? You put it on your legs typically, and then you shave your legs if you do that. You want your legs to be smooth, and for your crush, your man, whoever, society, or for you. You got your self-care going on. You want to look good for yourself. All right. So that's what I typically think of when I hear the word exfoliate. However, today we're also going to think of Exfoliation Illuminator Clear Complexion Pads. All right, so our clear complexion pads from Abraza Skincare, they are both mechanical and chemical. Why? How are they mechanical? Literally because you are holding, I'll show you in a minute, but you're holding a pad in your hand and you are physically, gently moving it and causing friction to stave off the skin cells, okay? The dead skin cells. All right, the dead skin cells rise to the top and they sit there. So you are taking those off with friction from the Illuminator Clear Complexion Pads, right? So this is just something gentle, simple, easy, 2 to 3 times a week. Test it on your skin. It'll, if you have extra sensitive, talk to your doctor. And even on the instructions, if it's extra sensitive, use it once a week, but it does work. Got to be consistent. So your skin, like I said, it renews itself every 28 days. So yes, you will see results, but you'll also see your better results after a good month. You'll see, ooh, that mark is way lighter than when it started. And take some pictures. See what you got going on. Day 1, day 15, day 30, right? Send them to us. We want to see them. So the pads are mechanical and chemical, right? So mechanical, that you're literally holding the pad and you're physically wiping the friction. And chemical, we have your alpha hydroxy acid and your beta hydroxy acids. I had to read my notes. Your glycolic, your lactic, your salicylic, your malic. So this is acids, right? We are breaking down those dead skin cells with the acid. We're gently getting them off, and the acid's also breaking them down and getting them off your skin because we don't want them there. Okay, they are not our friends. The thing about dead skin cells, though, they do come back because your skin is what? It's always rejuvenating every 28 to 30 days, and then longer when you get older, typically. So when you're younger, it's like, I think every week, every 2 weeks. That's why young skin, teenage skin, some teenage skin looks so like amazing and vibrant. And other teenage skin, it depends on their hormones, their environment, what they're eating, if they're sleeping. A lot of factors involved, but exfoliation is needed for when you have oily skin. So you'll start to know if you get a lot of acne and oily, and you're helping your skin out. You're helping the skin turnover, the cell turnover rate increase so that your new skin is on top much sooner instead of way, way later. And it's like, finally, my new skin is showing, finally. No. You can help it along much sooner. Also, a fun fact, you know who else used to exfoliate way, way, way back in the day? Miss Cleopatra herself. Yes, the Egyptians. It is said that she would bathe in milk, sour milk specifically for the lactic acid. And the lactic acid broke down the dead skin. And she also did a salt bath scrub and some honey and some other things, but specifically lactic acid. So that means we are treating ourselves like queens and kings. We are royalty, guys. And guess what? We're actually doing better. We're doing better than Cleopatra because we now have glycolic acid, malic acid, salicylic acid, along with plant-based ingredients that brighten the skin. So this little puppy is keeping you looking really, really good. So this little puppy is packed with advanced ingredients, even more advanced, of course, than back in the day. But it's just very exciting to know that we are able to treat ourselves like royalty, literally, in the comfort of our own home. So that's pretty cool. That's great. Like, that's something to be proud of, right? So treating yourself with this, taking care of your skin, getting off those dead skin cells, and exposing the healthy skin is what I'm trying to say. That will help you look younger. You'll feel fresh. You'll show up better in the world. Voila. So fun fact, Cleopatra, and of course the Chinese dynasty. They were on top of it. They knew about exfoliation. It's pretty cool. All right. Also, and you know, this not only has your brightening, it has plant-based ingredients, which of course naturally helps with what? The dark spots, uneven skin tone, which is, you guessed it, hyperpigmentation. As you can see, I have some spots here. I'm looking forward to the next few lives. You guys see those go away, right? So this will help slave off the top layer of dead skin cells, which of course is getting rid of the scarring. Of course, not all scarring can be gone, right? Depending on what's going on. But for the most part, your pimple spots, your age spots, your sun spots, those can pretty much disappear thanks to help with cleansing, exfoliating, toning, serums, all the things. Specifically, of course, today, exfoliation and getting rid of those dead skin cells. And we're wondering why, like, what's the deal with dead skin cells? They're just no good. They're literally dead. They're on your face. They're hanging out. We don't want them there. And they're actually already falling off in your pillow and in your mattress. And fun fact, not that fun though, but it is a fact, you lose, well, actually, let me help you guys guess. How many skin cells do you think you lose in a day? Do you think it's 100, 1,000, a million, or like 50,000, or like 30,000? So put your answer in the comments. Do you think it's 100, 1,000, a million, 50,000, or 30,000? It's actually D, 30,000. And not in a day. Okay, so is it a day, an hour, or a minute? Or a second? What? Are we losing 30,000 in a day, an hour, a minute, or a second? Actually, it's a minute, so you're close. So that's pretty gross. You're doing this. Those are cells. You can't see them. But it's all the dust, a lot of the dust in your home, and then the way your mattress is becoming heavier, things like that. That's attributed to your dead skin cells. Your skin renews itself typically every 28 days, right? So, yikes, the dead skin cells. So, yeah, once you get rid of that layer, you get rid of that plastic wrap, you expose the sponge, that is your skin. Your skin absorbs things. And if it's blocked from absorbing things, you won't be able to effectively use your serums and your SPF, you know, all the things. You literally have a dead skin barrier until you remove it, right? So we cleanse our skin, but the dead skin is still there. Interesting, right? So this is why once, twice, really 2 to 3 times a week, you need to exfoliate your skin, okay? So 2 to 3 times a week and it's not every day. It's not like, oh, Monday, Tuesday, I'm exfoliate. It's like Monday, Wednesday, Monday, Thursday, Saturday, something like that, right? So it's every 2 days. So you give your skin a break. You don't want to over exfoliate. That means you're tearing into your skin. You're making it irritated. You're making it want to protect itself, produce a lot of oils, turn red, and that defeats the purpose, makes it go backwards, right? You're clogging your pores all over again with oil. And then your skin's extra sensitive because you're scratching up, you're micro tearing it because you're over exfoliating. Okay, so let's see. All right, another fact about our Abraza Skincare Illuminator Clear Complexion Pads is that they actually have moisturizers. They don't strip the skin of the moisturizers. They clean up the oil, but they don't strip the moisturizer, okay? So that's pretty cool to know. All this packed up in these little pads here. There's 55 pads in this bottle. They last a long time. You're only using them 2 to 3 times a week, right? Not every day. Please don't use it every day. Also, please, 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 if you're pregnant, do not use these pads, okay, until after you have had your beautiful child or children, might have twins, I don't know, but just wait until afterwards, because there are studies that show the acids in here, the fun active ingredients that work to dissolve the dead skin. Pregnant ladies, please do not use these. They are said to possibly affect the placenta, and we don't want to risk that. We don't want to risk anything. We want healthy babies, healthy bodies, healthy mommies, healthy children. Don't use this. And also stay away from the dark spot serum, and stay away from, there's one more thing. Oh, retinol. Don't use retinol if you're pregnant. Do your research, do your reading, educate yourself, keep your child healthy, your unborn baby healthy, okay? All right, that's a disclaimer right there. Okay, another fact, another misconception. People think, oh, and I just had the answer, okay? So do you exfoliate daily? Do you exfoliate once a year? Do you do it once a month? How often should you exfoliate? Or, every 2 days. Or, depending on what's going on with your skin, you might have to make it 3 days or once a week. So is it monthly, yearly, or every couple of days, depending on what you got going on? All right, if you're watching this after the live, just put is it daily, is it monthly, is it yearly, or is it a couple times a week, 2 to 3 times a week? Woo! So the answer, I know you guys are eagerly awaiting, it's actually, like I said, 2 to 3 times a week, right? So monthly, if you do it once a month, yes, it helps, but you are speeding up the process of new cell turnover, okay? And this is helping you, eliminate that dull skin, produce your glowy skin. You're putting and your collagen production is going to the top. So your skin is getting plumper, your lines are filling in, you're pushing out the dead skin cells faster, and you're not shiny, but glowy and radiant, right? And this is what we aim for. We want to show up as our better selves. We want to look like queens and kings when we're out in the world and we're taking care of business, okay? We want our skin to represent us very well, not hide in the background, okay? We want to be main character. We want our skin to be main character energy here. We're not background characters. No. So yes, 2 to 3 times a week to help speed up the process of skin turnover. All right, and specifically with ours, and I'll show you in a minute, I'm gonna show you how I use it because I cleansed my face earlier. I'm gonna show you how to exfoliate, okay? Specifically with ours, we are gently taking off the dead skin cells and adding in moisture and the acids, which are breaking down the dead skin cells, okay? So that's always great. All right, looks like it's time to show how to do it. Very exciting time. So you always have to cleanse first. Oh, and before I start, does anyone have any questions? Any mythbusters, any questions you've always wondered about with exfoliation? I'll try my best to answer. Think about it. I'll show you how you use these Illuminator Clear Complexion Pads. And if you have a question, please drop it in the comment below. Also, a new question for you. Did anyone ever know the importance of exfoliation, right? Like, we know about the body for some reason, but not really about the face. So, you cleanse, you tone, you apply your serums, you go about your day, you're doing your thing, but then you realize, why is my skin kind of still dual? Why am I still breaking out a little bit? What's going on? You don't think, oh, I have to exfoliate. You just think I need more, more of other products, which can be true, but exfoliation is literally taking off the dead skin cells on your top layer of skin. It's removing it. And I can't stress this enough. It really is like taking off the wrapper off a sponge. If you leave a sponge and it's wrapping and you're trying to clean something, does anything happen? No! It's literally just, the wrapper is getting dirty, but the sponge is just sitting there waiting to be used. So no, nothing's happening. Your skin is like a sponge. So once you take off the wrapper of dead skin cells that are laying on top that come every 28 days, every couple of days, they float to the top, which is why you exfoliate every 2 to 3 days, right? So you're speeding up the turnover of the cells. You're taking off that wrapper. You're exposing the young, youthful, bright, radiant, brilliant skin, and you're making it way easier for your serums, your moisturizers, your SPF to absorb and penetrate deep into the pores of your skin. Your pores are now breathing. They're like, oh, we can accept everything now, open for business, right? Your pores are now breathing open. And your makeup will sit more evenly on your skin. Why? Because your dead skin cells can build like patches, like patchy looking skin, flaky looking skin. And now that that's gone, right? Your makeup's gonna like sit nicer, more even, and it's gonna look really luminous, really shiny. And your base, it won't be a dual base. It's kind of like you have a primer, like an instant primer on your face, right? So your makeup's gonna look better. It's gonna show up better. It's like, woo, you got a makeover, but you just took off your dead skin cells, which is actually a makeover. So yes, so any questions about exfoliation and removing dead skin cells and why? All right, so while you guys are thinking of your questions, I'm gonna get into showing you how to use the Illuminator Clear Complexion Pads. And of course, they're in the TikTok shop and it is free shipping. Go check them out. All right, so I'm gonna show how to use the Illuminator Clear Complexion Pads, how they work. The first step to using these is to actually use a cleanser. Believe it or not, the first step to exfoliation is to cleanse. And before you cleanse, you need to wash your hands, right? So I always say clean hands, clean face. You always wash your tools before you, like cooking, right? Okay, so you wash your cooking tools before you use them, right? So clean tools, clean face. Okay, clean hands, clean face. So the first step to exfoliate is to cleanse. First step to cleanse is to wash your hands. So we use our hydrating cleanser and we double cleanse, right? We gently put it in there. It takes about 30 seconds all over, full minute. You rinse it all off with lukewarm water. Make sure it's all off. And then one more dab, one more dollop, pea-size amount. And you gently, for about 20 seconds this time, just all over your neck, your décolleté, everywhere, right? So you double cleanse. You double cleanse very gently. You sing the happy birthday song or whatever song is the same length as the happy birthday song. And you clean off the topical dirt, impurities, oil, pollution, free radicals, sweat, all that stuff, all the makeup, all the gunk, right? Now, we're not going to tone just yet because we need to exfoliate and then we need to tone. Toning restores the pH balance. We don't want to restore it just yet. We want to clean off the gunk, the topical gunk, right? Oil, sweat, dirt, hopefully not tears, but oil, sweat, dirt, and grime from outside, all the pollution, right? So after that, 2 to 3 times a week, we come in with our exfoliating Illuminator Clear Complexion Pads. Okay. All right, so it comes in here. It comes in a box, of course, and within the box, we have the pads, 55 pads, and we have our tongs, right? Because we don't want to dig in there. Our fingernails might not be as clean as we thought, right? Or tear up the pads, right? So we're going to take the tongs, and that's how we're going to grab the pads. Okay, so I'm going to put these down back in the box. Okay. Okay, so then we're going to open it. Let's see, is there a smell? Let's see. Okay. Mostly, no. There is no smell. Just like the active ingredients, a slight like that, but no fragrance, right? There's no perfume, there's no fragrance, nothing that would irritate, just the active ingredients. You smell science working in here. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna grab the tongs. Let's see here. Okay, awesome. Okay, so they're actually a nice thickness. They're not too thin and they're not too thick, right? So you're really getting a good clean, a good gentle scrub. You know, they're round. I'm hoping this does it justice, but you see the grooves for friction. Okay, so you see that. Let me make sure I'm holding it good. Okay, so you see those grooves there. Nice, right? So they're gentle, but they gotta work. They gotta do their job. They gotta take off those dead skin cells, right? So see the grooves. And now you're just gonna take it groove side up, and you're gonna exfoliate. You're gonna do it in circles, okay? So I'm gonna start with my chin, and then go to my cheek. And let me know if you guys normally exfoliate, how often you do it. If you go in for like, you know, a chemical pill, or if you use pads, or if you didn't know that you're not supposed to use a body scrub to scrub your face, right? Because it's too harsh. Your body's thicker than your face, okay? So I'm gonna go back over here. So you're supposed to do circular motions.
Hey, I used to not really know about exfoliation, right? So I just thought, okay, you wash your face, you put on some lotion, and you leave. Wrong, all wrong. Believe that you need different things for your skin to take care of your skin. Your skin's losing things. Unfortunately, that's why your skin starts to look dull and get oily and get more wrinkles, get more lines, and you can actually help it not do that, right? So let's get all up in here, my décolleté area, all things.
Also, fun fact, you can you can do your ears too. You don't have to scrub your face and your décolleté and your neck. Your ears, they're a part of your face, right? I break out on my ears. You know, you wear your headbands, your earphones, your earbuds. You break out, you get pimples. I used to get pimples here and here. It weirded me out, but it's still skin. So you gotta clean it, gotta exfoliate it. Woo! I see some skin cells. Just a gentle, I'm not pressing it in. I'm gently. And you know, I'm not doing it so gentle that I don't feel it, right? It's gotta be on there. So you're gently pressing it in, but you're not doing that, right? You're gently. And it doesn't feel abrasive. It feels smooth. It feels smooth, but it also feels like it's working, okay? So not as in stinging, but just as in you can feel the friction. You can feel it sloughing off the dead skin cells. And also, I did under my eye, but don't do your eye area. Why? Because this is also chemical. There's acids in this pad, right? They are dissolving the skin cells. So you got your acids in here, and they're doing their work. Okay, so don't do your eye area. Never do your eye area. Also, this is thinner skin here, and it's literally your eye area. You don't want to do your eye. Okay, so you don't want to get acid in your eye, right? Yikes, lactic acid, glycolic acid. They're friendly for your skin, not for your eyes. All right, the more you know, right? Okay, I'd say that's good. Now I gotta wait for 2 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and do my nose again. I think I missed my nose. All right, get right here. Okay, and all right, get up here a little bit more. Make sure I get all up in there. Okay, so what we wanna do, we don't wanna like wipe it off, and we don't wanna tone just yet. We just put glycolic acid, salicylic acid, malic acid, and lactic acid. Of course, Cleopatra. So lactic, glycolic, malic, salicylic acid on our face, right? So we want to let it do its work. We want to let it dissolve more of the skin cells and protect our face, break down the oils, remove the dirt that we wipe it off. We're putting it back in moisture. We're putting it back in brighteners. We do have the 5 plant-based brighteners in here, okay? So we're letting all that do its work. That's about 2 minutes of time. What I would normally be doing is brushing my teeth, brushing my choppers, read a book. In this case, hang out with you all, talk to you all, okay? So do you guys actually exfoliate? I mean, have you ever exfoliated? I know we've all heard of the term exfoliate, but you guys actually know what it meant. Literally to chop, you know, I always thought it was just dirt you're taking off, but you're actually taking off dead skin cells. Oh, I'm supposed to show you, of course. Okay, it's kind of gross, but let's see. This, I don't know if you could tell, a little brown there. That is dead skin cells. It's they're not going to wave hello to you, you know, but they're there. They are dead, and they are skin, and they are cells. Okay, so yeah, that happened. So happy to, yes. So to exfoliate or not to exfoliate, that's the question. The answer is yes. When you are having dual skin, oily skin, and you know you're noticing lines, wrinkles, breakouts, get rid of the dead skin cells, and it'll help reveal your younger skin. And your serums and your ointments and your moisturizer and your SPF will penetrate deeper to your open pores, and your skin will react much better. It's like I said, like a sponge. It'll soak it in, it'll use it, it'll become superpower, right? Super skin. So I feel like I'm already glowing, and I do feel, I don't know about it, tingle is the right word, but I do feel it working. Specifically here where I was like breaking out, right? So it's getting rid of the bacteria. I feel it here too. So I had some pimples here. So on my cheeks, I'm prone to pimples and breakouts because I touch my face a lot. You know, sugar, milk, dairy breaks me out. So I feel it specifically working here. It doesn't, no burning. It's just a tiny tingle, little tingle. It's doing the job. All right. So I believe it's been 2 minutes. It's been 2 minutes. So now, as you all know, we're going to put back in hydration and moisture and antioxidants, antibacterial protection for our skin barrier. Now I've exposed new skin, right? It's young, it's fresh, ready to go out in the world, visit New York City, be on its own, but it needs to be protected. So I'm going to put on the pH Phyto Toner, Abraza Skincare Phyto Toner, which is a plant-based toner which restores the balance of your skin. I've cleansed, I've exfoliated. I need to restore balance, restore order, right? So or do that now. So I'm going to go ahead and I was going to use my fingers, but I'm going to use a pad. So let's see here. So I'm just going to gently 3 spritz. So normally daily you cleanse and you tone, right? But 2 to 3 times a week you have to exfoliate. So now, and then after you exfoliate, then you tone. So you cleanse, exfoliate, tone. Okay. So I'm just gently pressing it in. And thanks everyone for joining. Thank you for joining, everybody. Nice to see you. Awesome. So you cleanse, and then you exfoliate, and then you tone to rebalance your skin so it's not freaking out and creating more oils. And it's unprotected. Now it's protected because you're adding in toner. Specifically, the Abraza Skincare Phyto Toner pH balance, right? So, and this is weekly, this is not daily. So you're gonna cleanse, exfoliate, tone every couple of days, 2-3 times a week. Why? Because you are literally scathing away the dead skin cells. And I will show you again if you can take it. It's not dirt, it's actually dead skin cells. So I did my neck, my décolleté, and my ears. Tone my ears. Your ears have skin on them, gotta tone them. Okay, so I'm just gently wiping it in, very gently, because my skin's feeling a little vulnerable, so I'm just being extra gentle. Also, you know, all these products, they have soothing ingredients, right? Soothing, calming. Why? Because your skin needs to be treated as gently as possible. It is a flower up here. It's very gentle skin. Okay, so awesome. Okay, so then, you know, you let that kind of air out, dry out, and then after all this, you apply your vitamin E, C serum, and please apply your SPF. Because your new skin is more gentle, right? Your dual skin, when you had your dual skin, your dead skin, it was kind of a barrier. And, you know, so the sun didn't hit it as hard. But your new, fresh skin is vulnerable. You need to protect it. You always need to protect it. But you need to really remember to protect it with your SPF after you exfoliate and tone. So SPF every day, no matter what, but specifically also after you exfoliate and you tone. All right, so a recap, you guys. The first step to exfoliation is what? cleanser. You gotta cleanse first, okay? You gotta wash your hands, you gotta gently cleanse, take off the dirt, the oil, the makeup, the sweat, pollution, okay? Then your dead skin cells are left just sitting there hanging out, thinking they're unbothered until you come in with what? Your exfoliating pad. And I exfoliated, so it went from white to brown. I think that's the wrong side. There we go. I don't know if you can see it, but it is brown. It's there. So that's not dirt, you guys. We cleaned off the dirt with the cleanser. This is dead skin. I know, gross, right? So it works. It works, right? So, and then after that, you leave it in for 2 minutes, right? Exfoliate, you let it work. The plant-based brighteners, the moisturizer, you let it do its thing. Let it set 2 minutes, leave your skin to rest, right? After that, you have to come in with a toner, right? Specifically, Abraza Skincare, Phyto Hydrating Toner, plant-based ingredients, calming, soothing, aloe, cucumber, roots, kelp, all that good stuff. Very, very soothing, very good for your skin. Moisture, antibacterial, fights free radicals. There you go. You're fighting the sun rays and you're fighting pollution out there. So you come back in with your toner, you gently apply it because your skin is, it's going through some things. You just took off the dead skin cells. You're exfoliating, you're exposing the new skin. Okay, that's almost it. The one thing I did not mention in these bad boys, what we don't have in here are the toxins, right? We don't have your parabens, your phthalates, your sulfates, your fragrances, or your dyes, right? So you can see it's clear and it smells like the acid that's being used, like glycolic acid, I guess, but it doesn't have like a dye, like a fragrance, like a perfumey smell. It didn't have that. So it just smells clinical, right? So it's no perfume, no fragrance, right? So except for that clinical smell. No endocrine disruptors. So the sulfate, the paraben, the phthalates, parabens are used to extend shelf life of ingredients. Phthalates are used to make plastics more bendable or something, like plastic size things. Sulfates are drying, right? Fragrances and dyes can be irritating, right? So they're all endocrine disruptors. Parabens and phthalates specifically, they do their job, but they're also doing another job. They're like double agents in a bad way, right? They're prolonging shelf life and plasticizing, but they're also mimicking your hormones in your body. And your endocrine system is your breast health, your reproductive organs, all your major organs. And it tells your hormones what to do. Your endocrine system controls the flow of messages in your hormones, okay? And using parabens and phthalates, that actually blocks and mimics and destroys your endocrine system. It affects your reproductive. It tells it the wrong message. It's like when someone's manipulating you. So these manipulate your cells. They tell it to do something else than what it was designed to do. And we don't want any of that. So yeah, we block that. That's not in here. We said no to phthalates, no to parabens, no to sulfates. So what we don't have in here are endocrine disruptors. What we do have are your acids. Sorry, I forgot the word. Your glycolic, your salicylic, your malic, and your lactic acids, right? Your brighteners, your plant-based brighteners. It does have soothing agents. Green tea is not one of them. And no bad stuff, only the good stuff. Do not use it every day. Do not use it if you're pregnant, okay? Just a couple of times a week will do the trick. And really only circular motion very gently, right? You can find these, of course, in our TikTok shop and learn more about them. Read the ingredients, read the directions, be very gentle, and use the tongue to pick them up. And that's kind of it, guys. If you do have a question, please feel free to put it in the chat. If you now know that you want to exfoliate, and it's as easy as 1, 2, 3, cleanser, exfoliating, and toner, right? Why? Because you need to clean off the topical dirt, oil, makeup, sweat, tears off your skin. Then you go in there and you slough off the dead skin cells, okay? You're penetrating, you're literally causing friction and dissolving with the acids that are in here, glycolic, salicylic, malic, lactic acid. You're sloughing off the dead skin cells, for real, all right? Which is why you saw that brown stuff on the pad. It works. After you do that, it sits for 2 glorious minutes while you brush your teeth, read a book, talk about your day with someone, I don't know. You need to restore your pH balance, okay? You restore your pH balance 2 minutes later with pH toner. All right, so specifically, if you can actually see below, you can pick these up. But if you're gonna pick these up, you're gonna need a cleanser and you're gonna need a toner, okay? So use these, but use it appropriately. If you're gonna invest in this, you need to do it right. So I'm gonna wrap it up. This is really fun. Great talking to you all. So to officially answer the question, yes, please exfoliate. And I'm actually feeling fresher and brighter, and I think my skin, it does look brighter to me. I hope it looks brighter. You all can see the difference. Okay, so yeah, it feels good. It feels fresher, it feels more airy, it feels light, it feels like I don't have dead skin cells laying on my skin anymore. But yeah, it feels great, it feels lighter, nicer. So yeah, if you join in on more lives and you'll see more results, right? So, check it out in our TikTok shop, read the ingredients, all the things. And, if you're going to invest in it, do it right. Do the cleanser, clean off dirt, and then exfoliate, and then do the toner to restore the pH balance, add back in moisture and protection for your skin, and then continue your journey with your serums and your SPF. Please. Okay, so my name is Anna, an ambassador for Abraza Skincare, and ciao for now.